What I'm going to share with you is a little bit on what's really happening in China and India and possible learnings that we can get from the regions there that are important to us. So let's get started. And why is that so important right now? Why do we need to understand what's happening in China and India? And I think a lot of other speakers have touched upon it, but it is a very interconnected world with digital and the internet. What's happening there is definitely going to influence Asian Americans here. People are connected to their countries back home. But also, I think in general, all American businesses, including ours, are actually learning from China and India because the transformation that's going on in those markets, there's a lot we can learn from here. Okay, let's start with a few themes of change in India and China. Let's start with China. There is a new generation of consumers every 5 to 10 years, not every 30 years like the West. There's so much of change in China. We need to keep up. We need to keep up our understanding of China and of Chinese consumers. Let's start with the first one. We've seen the fastest growth in the world in the shortest amount of time in just 1 decade happen in China. Whether it's the GDP growth, which has become 4 times in 10 years, or it's the infrastructure growth, or it's the innovation capabilities, or it's exports and imports, or now it's the world's largest online marketplace. And because of this fast growth, China, amongst consumers, the sense of progressiveness, there's a sense of optimism, there's a sense of positivity. There is now a belief that anyone can succeed in China. And progressive and embrace the newness. Because of this super fast speed of transformation in China, consumers are demanding, I want what's new. My country has progressed, I am progressed, I don't want something that is old. I don't want brands, with all due respect for multinationals, that have been there for hundreds of years. I want something that's new and that's different. If it's new, it's better. Everything new is much better than the old. It's not enough to be well known, you gotta be new. So if you look at some of the leading brands that are coming up, a lot of new little local brands are growing. I think one thing is, it's interesting that Chinese consumers are seeking new, they're seeking variety, they're seeking excitement, but at the same time, they are still very Chinese. The Chinese dream is very alive. And why is that? With the rise of China, there was a self-confidence about being Chinese. You're not embarrassed about it anymore. You're proud to be Chinese. You don't want to avoid your heritage. You want to kind of embrace it even further now, more than ever before.